Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today on A Vogel Talks Menopause I'm going to be talking about body shape changes in the menopause and why this can happen. If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. Unfortunately, as we get older, our body shape can change just with age. So the amount of fat distribution may change. It may also increase, and our muscle mass can decrease, and all of that changes our shape. What happens when we go through the menopause is that falling estrogen can affect those changes further and more deeply. So what I'm going to look at today is what changes can happen, why they happen, and what you can do to help yourself. So we're going to look at 4 different body shape changes. So number one, which is probably the number one for a lot of women, is that you start to put on weight around the belly. So instead of being pear-shaped, so we have a waist and we have slightly more shape to our hips and our thighs, the weight starts to increase in the middle and we can become more of an apple-shaped person. We become much rounder in the middle. The reason for this is it's not just a case of eating more than necessary. This is a typical stress response. And in the menopause, we are likely to be extra stressed physically just because of all the changes that are going on. We're also more prone to stress and more vulnerable to external stressors. So our life can become much more stressful on a daily basis. We may not be aware of it, but our body certainly is. And one of the things the body does when flight or fight comes into play on a regular basis, the body looks at this as danger. There's a lot of fight or flight going on. We need to have an energy reserve so that when this happens, we have the energy to fight or flee. Now, in today's world, we don't have the saber-toothed tigers and the dangers that we had, thousands of years ago. But our nervous systems haven't really adapted to the 21st century. So even little things like being extra busy at work, even not being able to find your car keys, missing a bus, these little daily irritants will trigger the flight or fight. And if this happens every day, the body will start to make sure that there is some form of energy available to deal with all these crises that happen regularly. And what the body does is it lays down fat in the middle. There's a special little pouch in the inside of the abdomen where fat is laid down. So when there is a flight or fight, the body can then break this fat down really quickly and use it for energy for the emergency that is happening. The problem for a lot of women is that they see this as just they're eating too much or they're not exercising enough. So one of the things that will happen, they will cut calories and they will exercise more. And all that happens here is that puts more and more pressure on the flight or fight response. The body then thinks there's a famine because there's no food coming in. So it's going to put more fat down. It's also going to slow your metabolism down so you're not burning as much energy as before. And if you then exercise like mad, if you're going down the gym, if you're trundling on a treadmill for an hour every single day or going out and doing lots of running, the body sees this as even more energy expenditure and it slows everything down further. So the normal ways of dealing with a bit of weight increase is totally counterproductive. I had one lady a long time ago contacted me. She was down to 800 calories a day and she was an hour at the gym 5 days a week and she was still putting on weight. And you're just like, no wonder, the body's in this terrible emergency situation. So for fat around the middle, you really need to look at fooling the body. You need to eat well, but you need to eat the right things. And there is a link where I go into this further, where you can find out the best sort of exercises and the best sort of diet that can help with this particular situation. Number 2 is loss of muscle size and density. Again, it can be a number of factors. If you're going through the menopause, it could be joint aches and pains, which is hindering exercise. It can be fatigue. How can you go out and run and exercise and be active when you're feeling really, really tired? It can be lack of protein in your diet. Your protein needs go sky high in the menopause and post-menopause. So just make sure that you're getting a nice portion of protein with every meal on a daily basis. It's really important. If you don't have protein, your muscles are not going to rebuild themselves. You need to make sure that you do regular exercise of some kind. Don't push yourself too hard, but even walking 15-20 minutes, half an hour a day, small amount of high intensity interval training 2 or 3 times a week. If you like swimming, if you like riding your bike, any of these exercises where you're really using your muscles can help to increase muscle density and strength. And also, the weaker your muscles are, especially the big weight-bearing muscles, they will have an effect on your joints. So if your muscles are weak, they will not be able to stabilize your joints, and that can make you more vulnerable to joint issues such as arthritis. So it's really important to have this combination to help to strengthen muscle. For those of you that are maybe vegetarian or vegan, or you really don't like eating a lot of meat or fish, then adding in a plant-based protein powder shake on a daily basis can be one of the best ways to increase your protein intake. And these shakes tend to have a really good range of other vitamins and minerals, so it's a lovely addition to your daily diet that's going to help with a whole range of things, and not just helping to keep your muscles nice and strong and healthy. Number 3 is breast changes, and this is probably the biggest one of all. As we go through the menopause, our breasts can lose their pertness, they can start to sag, they can start to completely lose their shape, and also their density. They become a lot less firm. And for a small number of women, breasts can actually increase, which is very often due to their specific type of hormonal changes. This is a really difficult one to sort. You may find that plant estrogen supplements can be of some benefit. Some women find kelp supplements can be really effective. Calcium and magnesium supplements can sometimes help to support the breasts as well. Dehydration, believe it or not, can affect breast structure, so just make sure you're drinking plenty of water. The other thing to do is, when breasts change, is to just make sure that you are wearing the correct size bra. I've told this story quite a few times, but a good few years ago now, I decided, because things were changing for me, I thought I probably need to get my breast size checked, and it was way out. I was so mortified because I'd been wearing the wrong size bra probably for about 20 years. And the difference it makes, getting the right size bra will lift you up. It will also, if your breasts are sagging a little bit, that can affect your shoulders and back muscles, giving you backache. So getting the right size bra can lift you up, it can accentuate your waist, and it can make you look slimmer. A lot of the big stores are now offering free measuring service. So honestly, it really is worth it, both to help support your breast, but also just to help you feel better about the changes that are going on. So I would definitely recommend getting something like that one done. And number 4 is posture changes. Again, it can be a number of issues. Our bones get weaker, our spine gets less stable, so we tend to be less upright, we end up slouching more. if we're working like a desk, I do a lot of desk work, and regardless of how focused I am at posture, by the end of the day I usually find I'm sitting like this, which is not good for my back, my neck, and my shoulders. So it's about being aware of your posture and just trying to keep that in mind, especially when you are sitting. For this particular one, it may be a good idea to check. There are exercises you can do, excuse me, such as the Alexander technique. This is a fabulous one for improving posture. You've also got things like Pilates. If you do find you're getting an achy neck and shoulders and back, then maybe have a consultation with a chiropractor. They can very often find if things are slightly out of balance. The other little tip, if you are having problems with your feet, that can then transfer into spinal issues, which can affect your posture. So if you're getting sore ankles, sore feet, check with a podiatrist, because they can sometimes manipulate your ankles, and that can have a great effect on improving your spine and your posture here as well. So looking at all these changes for helping generally, it's all very well for me to say embrace your new shape. It's a difficult one. We all have to do it. My shape has changed, and sometimes we can feel less feminine, or we just don't feel the same about ourselves. Our confidence can go. But it's about realizing that we can enhance the changes by doing things like getting new bras, and sometimes dressing differently can help too. Again, it was a good number of years ago. I did two things. I got my colours done, which means that somebody will help you choose the colours that suit your skin tone. So for me, it was all the kind of pastel bright colours, the purples, black, white, sort of cherry red, bright greens. They all enhance my skin tone and my colour, whereas if I were to wear browns and yellows and creams, I would look ill. And it's happened before. I've come into work with the wrong colour on, and people ask, are you all right? So getting your colours done can make a huge difference to how you feel about yourself. It just makes you look better, and the colours will enhance how you feel. The other thing I did was, and a lot of big stores now are offering a free service whereby it will be a dresser, will come and show you the best type of clothes to wear for your body shape. And again, it made a huge difference to how I felt about myself, because she showed me clothes that normally I wouldn't have even touched, and they made such a difference. So for me now, shopping, I know which colours to look for, and I know which style of clothes to look for that help me to feel better about myself too. Other things, remember to manage your stress, especially if it's right round the middle, and eat well too, and all the usual things, and your regular exercise. So I hope you found this one helpful. If any of you have any tips as to how you have managed with the body changes that have gone on for yourself, what have you done to make yourself feel better, please change and please share them, because this can make a lot of difference for a lot of women. And until then, I'll see you next week for another edition of A. Vogel Talks Menopause.